All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video, all boxing everything. Make sure y'all subscribe. All right, y'all, the main event, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia. All right, this is pretty much how I felt the fight was going to go. You know, I didn't do a prediction on this one for the channel, but Tank Davis, man, people always count this guy out whenever they think he's just kind of sitting back in the ring and he's not doing anything, and they think he's clearly getting outboxed. But the same thing Tank said post-fight is the same thing I was saying before this fight. Tank, he likes to play mind games a little bit. You know, you think this kid is, doing a 180 and he's just like losing it, or he's about to expose himself, or a guy like Garcia is going to come in there and teach him a lesson. Nah, like Tank Davis, he's a student of the game. It may not show sometimes, but this guy's really a student of the game. And when he gets in the gym and he's working, he's actually trying to perfect his craft. And that's what I saw in this fight against Garcia. I saw this kid going in there, set traps, bait Garcia a lot, give Garcia false confidence, and then boom, start to really lay it on him in that mid part of the fight. Now, early on in the fight, like the first round, I'd say, yeah, it was pretty much a draw. Neither guy really did anything. It was just kind of a feel him out battle. And Tank, I think he was just sitting back trying to see what his pop was like, see what angle he likes to throw from, and go from there. And that's kind of where it was. I think Garcia, he landed a few good shots. He had some moments. As a southpaw, he kind of gave Tank Davis trouble with the left hand a little bit. But I think Tank, for the most part, fighting off his right hook and, just really like giving Garcia those different angles, dipping low and then coming back over the top with the left hand was starting to get to Garcia. Garcia is the type of guy that doesn't really like fold and show it in there. But I could see like towards the mid part of the fight, when Tank started to come over the top of that straight left hand, like you see in this picture, those shots were damaging. And going into this fight, I knew for some reason that Garcia was going to kind of get that, false confidence, like he could go in there and fight at this mid-range or fight closely into the pocket. After beating Chris Colbert, I was like, that's a different kid, man. That guy ain't got no power. He ain't got no pop. Like, you can do whatever you want if you have the strength and the skills against a Chris Colbert. You can walk him down. You don't have to worry about getting countered or getting concussed by a big punch, right? But this type of range, it wasn't going to work. I think Garcia needed to be all the way in the chest of Tank Davis. You need to smother Tank Davis's power, or you need to be on the outside working. You need to be on the outside flurrying, landing flurries and moving. You can't really just stay in there and try to feint with Tank and try to bait him like that. You're giving Tank too much of a chance, because Tank is going to win that battle. And he did, man. Like, Tank just fighting at that mid-range and setting those traps, and then he came over that top, that left hand that you could just hear crack Garcia towards the end of the round. I thought that was going to be it. I said, okay, this is it. But the bell saved him. Going into the next round, I thought it was going to be, a beat down from there, but his team saved him. His team really did save him, because I don't understand Spanish or anything, but you could already see, like, in his body language that something was wrong upstairs. Like, he wasn't cut or anything, or no hands were broken, but I could see it in his eye, like, something's wrong with this guy. He ain't coming out. And then, like they said, the post-fight, dude was hurt. He couldn't see. He said still, like, after he ate that shot, he was like, I still didn't know where I was. He said he didn't know where he was. Even when his vision came back, he was like, oh, man, like, I don't know what happened, right? So it was kind of like not just a mental knockout, but it was just like a knockout where he could experience it, right? Almost like when you're on the operating table, like some of those guys who like give those stories, those horror stories where they're on the table, and the doctor's performing surgery and the anesthesia wears off, but they're still paralyzed and they can still feel it, right? That's kind of what it was like. He got knocked out and he could still feel it, right? So yeah, I think Garcia, coming into this fight, he was just really feeling himself, for good reason. He was a good boxer, and, he's done some things. And I thought he could have been more of a challenge, but I think the approach was wrong. Just from round 1 to 8, it was just the wrong approach of trying to bait and set traps with Tank, because he was going to win that. Tank was getting too comfortable in there. It was just like, okay, this guy's head is not moving. This guy's hands are not moving enough. He's not in my chest. He's not pushing me back. So this straight left hand is coming, and I'm going to get him with it. All right. So, yeah, man, from here, I love it that Tank Davis stated the fact that he needs to work more, because I'll say that too. Yeah, from the outside looking in, he did good against Garcia, but everybody needs more work. Everybody needs to work more, and Tank Davis wants more work, and he wants Ryan Garcia next. And that's the fight they should make. No beating around the bush. Oh, my team needs to do this. We'll talk about it later. No, he said, of course, that's the fight he wants, right? So this will be another video, but I know the question is, how does Tank do against guys like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney? Well, man, like after seeing this fight and how he can set traps and play mind games, it just kind of closes in a little bit more. Like, I like his chances a little bit more against Shakur because Shakur can be a little bit more aggressive. And I think Tank definitely has the equalizer in that fight. And Tank can box. Tank's just not like a wild swinger. He can box. So if he can set any type of trap in a 12-round fight with Shakur Stevenson, it could be lights out right there. I believe that. Tank has a good balance of grit and science. And don't let that guy catch up with the science, because he's gonna really run through some guys when he starts to get focused like that. I know people say, oh, he's losing rounds though. Well, you can lose a round here and there, but if you stay in the fight and you make adjustments, and you still have power, you can always come back. And Tank does. But I think the one fight that I think would be really good is Devin Haney and Tank Davis. That's the one to look out for. Granted, he goes in here and go ahead and starts Ryan Garcia, because that's the fight I want. That's Haney and Tank, man. But guys, let me know what y'all think about this performance. What do y'all think about Garcia? I still think he's a good fighter. He's not a slouch. He's just in there with a guy that, was not taking no mess, and he has the power and the skills to set that power up. All right, guys. So let me know what y'all think. Combo Breaker 99. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm out. Peace.